Alright, everybody, welcome back. You didn't really miss anything after the last episode. We did some raiding, raiding, hemming and hawing, hawking our wares, and then trying to align our brigades in something that approaches a logical order. But we are beginning this episode with the Act 2 HQ battle. It seems like we're outnumbered. Yeah, we are outnumbered. I guess we're not out-united. We are out-officered, and the Green Loudon Grenadiers, so they got Austrian Grenadiers. As long as they're not Hungarian, they got... Yeah, they weren't Hungarian Grenadiers, which would have been rough. They also don't have, for Austrians, I don't think I saw any light infantry in there, which, at least on roleplay grounds, is unfortunate, but we'll go ahead and hop on in. Alright, this is our battlefield. I find this to be one of the more challenging battlefields, or at least I tend to be challenged on this battlefield, so maybe I just haven't quite figured it out. That's probably the case. Who has the range advantage? 533, 557. Wait, was that also... Are they... They're both exactly 557 and 440. So... That's the max range, and we have 4 units. They got 360, 340, 480. So we have them outranged and outgunned, so they ought to come to us, which is a good thing. See, usually the pacing of this one is that it's hard for me to get that clump of trees. We can usually get this one, sometimes contest this, and then we kind of have to rely on hedges and fencing back here, which isn't great. But it is kind of symmetrical because we should get those woods, those woods. Those ones are usually a bit too far unless we're going to throw cabin. And then there's a conflict kind of between that hill. Think of it as like a box that comes down from that hill to this field, over to here, and then up to here. I don't think I probably do that right. And then there's another conflict box that kind of revolves around the forest. Now, who knows what we'll get in this one. I know that we have... So this fella here, Montgomery, old Bartholomew, he's got probably the best melee folks that I have. And for the British, I really did not take that many shooters, unfortunately. But I usually prefer... I was going to say to march through cover and then to fight groups that don't have that much. I guess that qualifies as not that much. All right, so we can have you in the middle. We'll swing you there. And we'll make that group 3. Now we have other melee. I'm wondering about putting the other melee and shooters perhaps on the left because it looks like the best Austrian... I almost said it, but it's Austrian. Melee folks are aligned on my far left, and it's more shooters on the right. But maybe if we put a few... So this is the other brigade that actually has quite a bit that's decent at melee. Get all of them. We can pull them out, and I'll make them group 4. I don't use group 4 too much. We're going to pull you out because you're not part of that. Group 4... We'll try to rush up as fast as we can. Oops, somehow you did not come out. Well, we got to make you part of a different group anyways. So the shooting group is Hodgson. Did I read that right? I read it right. There it is. They're going to be more in the center. Artillery, we probably got a bit more than we need there, but that'll be group 6. The Jaegers, the one unit I have is group 1. I think we'll send them up something like... I don't know if Jaeger speed changes, so it's 35 there. Okay, it's 36 there. Wait. It's 40 when they're in that, like, square. What about pencil formation? What happens? 37. They're actually slower. That is weird. That is weird. There's not more to that story. And then... I elected to bring the 3 cav units, and those will be group 5. And I think we'll have them kind of move up like that. Yeah. Yep. there isn't more to that. Yeah. All right, put you there. Fine. You guys are the fastest moving. You can go first. You guys need to get in position, so we're going to start you up. In fact, though, you're going to go there. You're probably going to have to go there. You guys are slow, so I actually want you to get moving now. For roleplay reasons, we ought to be near the hill. Yeah. All right, and again, we'll get people moving. You know what? Maybe with these guys, we'll try to avoid that. I was hitting the wrong button. That's why they didn't do it. You know what? Does it also work for them like this? We'll see if that's quick. I have no idea what to expect. But that's that. You all, yeah. I mean, the goal, I think, is to march up there. And then try to punch through. I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll take the Bayo off the light infantry, and I'll remove them from the shooters initially. Where are you two destined to go? Guess we'll throw you there and there. Just want to make sure none of the artillery actually has them in range. We don't. The fact that they have not pushed up more aggressively is potentially good for us. They are trying to make sure that they get their maximum width. So having played this game, I mean, I'm sure I'll live to regret saying this, but I think that might be a mistake. I think pushing for the maximum width, and you know what? I'm almost inclined to kind of fall back here. And maybe if we keep a narrower front against their very long front, I think we have some opportunities. Brunswickers are good at, right, shooting from cover, I have found. I mean, isn't everyone, but we'll plop those lights up there. Artillery, I don't know if we can start sniping them. We can certainly start trying. All right, those are Brunswicker musketeers as well. I mean, part of this is about, you know, where do you want to delay the fight? And where do you actually want to go in and try to do some work? I'm not sure over here what I want to do. I mean, there's little that's news there, but feels like they are much wider than us. Move you up, move you up. Do we just... Well, you know what? They're not even moving up. I was going to say, except that they're going to get the fence. I actually wonder if the hedge or the fence is better. Okay. The idea here was to keep these guys back. Yeah, I don't want my artillery sniped, so maybe we can dance away from... Maybe we can dance away from them. And you guys should be able to hit them, yeah. I think. I'll send the subsidy Jaegers up. I gave them Jaeger rifles because the name thing, you know. Jaeger. No other reason. So perhaps we move them up. And perhaps we move them up. Because our Brunswicker musketeers are going to be in trouble here. Very soon. Subsidy Jaegers, I think, just need to pull back at this point. They've probably done all they're going to do. This is unfortunate that those Brunswicker Musketeers have taken so many casualties so soon, but... Alright. Yeah, their cav is also... I've had the AI send the cav all the way down and around, and it was very punishing when they did that. I wonder if, you know, as I say that, I wonder if the play is to actually just let them spend their time out there on the flank, doing what they're doing. We don't really want to take flanking fire there, and especially since, you know, they're gonna have some rough stuff there. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's Grenadier versus Grenadier stuff. Perhaps we kite them backwards? I don't know. That's what I was thinking, but I think we can also kind of switch off of counterbat for the moment. Yeah, you can fire. You already are firing. That's fine. Yeah, you guys ought to take your shot. All right, so unfortunately, these guys are going to have to fall back. And now the Highland Foot are going to have to step up so that we don't have a huge hole in our line. Highland Foot here. We'll try to get an angle that we like. I'm not seeing much, but we'll try. Alright, these guys, I want to clean up that angle so that we're not blocking one another. Very good. And now I would say ignore them, and shoot at them. Yeah. Brunswicker Musketeers, I do not love the morale on them, but you know what? They're like, I think they're mid-tier infantry. I think that's what they are. I think that they're okay at being mid-tier infantry. What is this group here? I have completely forgot about this group. Maybe we put them there. But yeah, the problem is that the Fusiliers have outranged the Highland Foot. So, yikes. Those British Foot should do okay. Yeah, the cover over here, you know, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, if they send more into the center, then I think we're okay here. And here, I want you guys, if you can get up there, to get up there. We might need a little bit more help this way. Brunswicker Musketeers. How are they? They're... You know what? We'll have them run. And you know what? Their stamina is high enough that we'll have them run as well. Now, we're not going to focus on them. Not yet. Maybe we'll have them throw some shots into the line over there. Alright, they're still shooting at those Highland Foot who have really good stamina. Alright, Fusiliers and Grenadiers are coming in here. That is cause for concern. So we're going to focus our artillery over there. I'm going to focus you guys over there as well. The Veteran Foot... Oh. Well, I guess we should try to shoot something. Oh, and we are outranged here. And you know what? We're not even in good cover. So let's draw ourselves back. Rotate you all, because you're just getting kind of beat up there. Highland Foot. No, you should focus on them. Alright. I don't know. I found that when the AI starts charging, it just kind of keeps charging. Anyways, we'll do that. You have no cover. You have some cover. You know what? Maybe we need these guys over here. Oh, and I guess we're in a melee. All right. Well, that happened. Okay, we gotta... Yeah, we actually have to run the subsidy Jaegers back, because this is just not going well. They're getting a little too close, you know? Slap a bayo, slap a bayo. You already had yours, that's fine. You all can maybe reform that way. Alright, we'll send them over there. This Highland foot, I'm going to move the cav to a more central location. And I think I'm going to have this unit fall back and then this unit turn. Alright, subsidy Jaegers have done that. Yes, you shoot at them, you shoot at them. Yep, artillery, that is exactly, I think, the right move. Okay, you focus on them. Not the world's greatest angle, I know, but... You know what? Because I know how this... like I said, I'm pretty sure I know how this goes. Just gonna bring the cav over here so that we can... Alright. This is bad. Yeah, this is bad. I don't think there's much we're gonna be able to do here. Kinda looks like we're getting double charged. No, I would focus on those grenadiers. And then I would have the veteran foot step up. Alright, maybe we send those guys over there. We turn the Brunswicker musketeers, hopefully against them. Alright, these guys can now take a moment. Yeah, they're going to shoot like that. That's something. Yeah, this is just going to be bad. I don't know what we do here. If we meet the charge with a charge, or... We're probably going to be... I don't know if we're going to be worse off if we wait. I'll rush the general over here. Okay. Yep, AI is doing the same thing I won't say it always does, but that it's done before on this map. Nope. Oops, I need you doing that. Oh. I guess you actually have to do that. As much as I would like you up there, man, those green Loudon Grenadiers are no joke. So, yeah, then maybe the call is to just fall back over here. Alright. I'm gonna have you step up. We're gonna try to make you guys a little bit more efficient. Sorry, Highland Foot, but... Well, that is really unfortunate, because now the Fusiliers have turned on us. You know what, though? They have turned on us, but we can have you guys focus on them. Alright, so unfortunately we retreated. Looks like we're probably going to end up losing that regiment. I just don't think that there's a way to keep them from kind of breaking. Or, we've also have a number of units here that I think are on free fire, and they shouldn't be. Alright, we'll have them get organized. Alright, Austrian Grenadiers are going to break there. That's great. And I think now we start falling back. Do our best Helm's Deep impression. Oh, unfortunately, these guys have run out of ammo, but let's at least move them into the middle. Yeah, and unfortunately, we're just about out of ammo. Oh, that Highland Foot. All right, they actually got away. That's some good news. Let's see, the Veteran Foot are here. I think we probably want to bring them back. Have you guys maybe help the Brunswicker Musketeers fight here. Those guys are exhausted. So, alright, this Highland Foot needs to fall back. Let me try to get you guys a break. Yeah, fall back. You fall back. You fall back. Subsidy Jaegers can shoot there. Yeah, those guys have really good cover. It ain't looking good. Like, we've had better Act 1s. And it's probably because we've gone too heavy into the melee, but then when you get swamped, there's not as much you can do there. So we'll move you up. Maybe we'll... Yeah, I don't think a lot of those shots are some of the best ones. Bring the general back. Brunswicker Musketeers are not good left on their own. All right. So we know that's coming. Keep falling back. Keep falling back. Alright, the good news is that these guys charged kind of without support. Right, the next closest unit is over there. So we're going to try to get rid of these guys. This looks like a decent spot. We're gonna go run the HQ's morale buff over there. Alright, I have no idea who or what we are fighting at this point. Okay. Yep, we'll have you fall back there. You fall back, I guess, there. You fall back here. All right. Now this Highland foot should be able to press up. That Highland foot should be able to join them. And you know what? Maybe we get these guys. Hopefully they're not all running all the time. Yeah, we don't want that. British veteran foot seemed to have won that fight. All right, this British foot needs to fall back. It is notable how the AI just stops. Like, I think it's probably random. I'm sure it is, but. All right, for those of you who can do something, let's see. Lots of big threats here, but let's knock you down to your last 2 morale bars. Not sure why you guys are so slow. I mean, like, ridiculously slow here. But. All right. We'll have you all turn that way. All right. British veteran foot, I think, need to get out here. Highland foot can go here. It's precarious, but we'll see how it goes. I think we got to leave them on their own and start bringing some of this over here. All right, Highland foot's pressing up. I think with you guys, we got to move you up as well. We're just not, right? We know we're not going to win that range contest. Brunswicker Musketeers, maybe, but... All right, they're down to their last 2 morale bars. That's great. All right, I have a feeling that these 2 units here are going to have to focus on those Grenadiers. And then these 3 are going to have to focus on the Green Loudon. And that's the best I think we have reason to hope for. What? Yep. So take those guys off of that. Take them off of that. We're going to move these guys up. You know what? Let's just keep shooting them, and then we'll rush them up at the end if we have to. Yep. And they're down to 2 bars already. Alright, as a precaution, we'll run them in. Move up. Okay, they're wavering. I'm not too sure what this is. Alright. I guess we'll assume that we're going to win over there. I don't know. Can these 3 beat them? I think so. I think they can. Here, we're going to have you move off. And we'll have you all move over. Well, how much ammo do they really have? They have a lot of ammo. You know what? My cab's probably too far away. Ooh, those guys, I got them obliterated. Sorry about that, gents. Where's the general here? He's over in the center trying to hold things down. Alright, fine. Alright, they're close to breaking. Here, we'll have these guys go over there. Alright, so we gotta get you guys out of there, you guys up there. Now, let's get them out of that charge. That's fine, they're about to break. Okay, so they push them off, that's fine, and now we're gonna come up on these guys. Okay, maybe we'll have you go up there, and you go up there. Oops. What happened here? Alright, otherwise we're gonna miss the charge completely, so I guess we have to go in. Ooh. Okay, these guys, I missed them before. They're definitely coming in for a charge here, I think. Alright, completely swept them up. That's fine. Come on, you don't have to run anymore. Alright, I think we got away. That's fine. Okay, they're retreating, they're retreating. We gotta finish them off. I have no idea what happened here. None. Absolutely none. Anyways. Subsidy Jaegers. Who are those guys? Okay, we'll move you up. Move you up. Try to have them move a little bit more quickly. Alright, Highland Foot. Well, looks like they're going to do their thing anyways, so that's fine. Move the cab up here. Move you there. Move you guys there. Bring you guys up here. Okay, I'm not sure what I was going for there. Alright. I don't know if we'll lose any regiments at the end of this. We'll see. We gotta get there. Alright, with all that stuff gone, we can go after their artillery now. What? The British veteran foot broke. Where are my subsidy Jaegers? Here they are. Yeah, you guys broke. It is what it is. I mean, we're not going to get everybody. I don't think we're going to get them, and I don't think it really matters. Doesn't feel like it's the most pressing event. Dude, those guys suffered. Holy moly. Okay, they're all moving, that's fine. Maybe... I don't know why you don't get unit information when they're fleeing. Alright. I'm a little nervous that we'll lose a unit, but nothing shattered, so I guess we wouldn't take like the extra losses that come with shattering. Some okay loot, yeah. Alright, so we lost 5,700, so I'm inclined to go with reservists. That's a massive amount of reservists. Veterancy is great too, but honestly, if I'm seeing veterancy right, if we drill for 1 day, I think we get like 9,000 XP. So I don't know if that means it's 5,000 bonus XP, but if it is, like, that doesn't feel like it's that much. Yeah, I think because we lost so many, we'll take the 15% refund. All right, we got a promotion. All right, well, we're of course going to replenish that. I don't know if we're going to get an ammo cart option. So we have 2 very good ones. Cover efficiency and less fire damage. So for, you know, if you have cover, or just pure range. But they'll be less good at charge. I like both. I think I'm going to go with the range. I think we already had a range one. Yeah, keen. So that should be plus 15% to range. A little bit better on reload. Not as good on charge, but we're not really worried about being that great on the charge. And honestly, you know, 1,000 ammo. That was the other one that I was kind of toying with. Going toward that. Yeah, the fact that we didn't get that is... it's okay. Alright, those guys, since they have the earthworks and they come with better cover, let's boost that and make that as good as we can. These guys should now become subsidy Jaegers, right? So that gives me now 2 subsidy Jaegers. But I'm going to kit them differently. I wouldn't give them... well, I mean, I'd give them some of that stuff, but who's got the... it was 2 of these that had super long range. Alright, so we'll take you. I'll throw you there, and then who had the other one? What's your range? 534? 558? Okay, so you guys had the other long range, so then, since you'll be shooting longer, we'll give you the better ammo chest. This is for... alright, so our light dragoons have vetted up as far as they can go. Our subsidy provincial cav did not... I don't think we moved up at all. They must have just... I mean, I was mostly just shuffling them back and forth, but I think we're holding off on their promotion. These British provincial cav made it almost all the way up to the next level, so I guess we'll give you that. Gun picks is better for reload and for stamina. Now, I think if we equip that, we have to take the accuracy off. You know what? I'm okay with that trade because Jaeger rifles are slow to reload. So that chopped about 2 seconds off the reload. You know. Accuracy's still not great, but I view light infantry more as a tool to harass rather than anything else. What do I want to do? That, I guess. Yes. Yeah, I think a lot of those are probably pretty well positioned. I mean, the inaccuracy of that is not great, but the range is okay. Do we have a better... You know what? I'll just go with my first inclination, which is subsidy Jaegers are there to bait out charges. At least as I use them, poorly and all that, but if they're not great at other things, I think it's okay. Now, does this replace... So that would replace a basic gun pick. I don't know about that. And then that would be an improvement on what they have. That's fine. We can always give that to a cav unit. We got to get some cav carbines and yeah, see how they take off after that. But I think we ended up doing better in that than I felt we were going to do about halfway through. Ooh. So this, I'm not really going to do the light infantry tactics. I didn't plan to go super heavy in the light infantry, but I wanted at least 2 units. I don't think I want more than 3. Infantry move speed, and we are infantry base or casualties restored. Infantry move speed is good because I've gone melee heavy, and yet we still have some light infantry, and we just want to reduce the amount of time that we're being shot, or casualties restored after battle. I mean, if we take this one, yeah, I'm kind of inclined to take this one. As nice as the move speed is, I've had field hospitals before. I think it's really nice. The Campbell's Highlander, I almost don't care with this. Okay, that is actually not great at all. Enemy campaign move speed, I don't care about. Attrition, I also don't care about. And you know what? Going into Act 3, famous last words, I don't think we're going to get that many. So you know what? We're going with the Campbell's Highlanders. Just for this one, we got to reinforce 4 outposts. It puts us at odds with... are these the Austrians? I mean, that's what it looks like on the map. That's what I would assume, but actually don't know. Scorched Earth indeed. Yeah, we gotta resettle all that. Alright, so we can do the battlefields, but I'm really just doing it to do the battlefields. I don't know that it matters all that much. We have 1 outpost there. Second one there. You know what, Campbell's Highlanders? I think you might have to wait for another playthrough. Okay, there's one up there. So that'd be 1, 2, 3... Then we still have to come down, like, in the middle of nowhere to go get it. And it, like, as cool as it would be for role-playing reasons, I don't know. I think I'd rather just play the map. I don't know why they have gimmicks, like, you know, go do that. Because I don't think anybody in Act 3 is really gonna do it. Maybe. So we get 3 days and $144. So no matter what we do, we have to lose 3 days. Or we could just move on. And all that stuff. I mean, the provisions we might actually end up needing at the end. The Tollers is probably the best non-cav deal. I really don't think I need them. I'll take them anyways. It's fine. All right. Alright, so we did a bunch of stuff in town, but it's all done now and again. Because I don't really have any reason not to. I think I'm just going to try to raid this place. Kind of into the ground. We might run this loop here and just see what's what. Alright, we got some stuff. That's fine. That's cool. We don't need to. We got 4 weapons? I mean, we might get something. Dude. That was a rich vein. That was pretty good. As long as I remember to actually go back and equip those things, like, before the war's over. It's like a 20% chance I will. Should be fine. So we can either trade some ammo for reservists and get some more reservists. Sure. Sure. Go for that, see how the slums go. Sell provisions for tallers, some more provisions for tallers. I don't really feel like doing too much of that, but do a little bit. Rip. Okay, search the ruins. We'll just move on. I don't need the loss of all those reservists, but yeah, the stuff in here is just kind of pure junk. I think there's usually a fort up there. You can check that out. If it's too good, we're just gonna move on. Prisoner exchange. Exchange for an infantry regiment? No. Exchange for a senior officer. You know, I will do that. It's a gamble, but, you know, there's a chance that he's decent. Morale damage for range. I hate people like this. Because the first 3 basically indicate a decent ranged brigade. No, you know what, though? Actually, this isn't too bad. It's not too bad. I think the challenge becomes... So maybe this becomes the artillery brigade. Right, because this one's got a lot with range and accuracy, ammunition consumption, like all things that would work well there. And then maybe this just becomes the ranged brigade. And that's how we'll make that one, you know, good enough. But then we just need melee officers to fill out the rest of this. Yeah, that I'm cool with. I mean, while we're here, I'm fine giving. So you guys got that. I mean, you can have that. I feel stupid. I actually bought in town some of those carbines that now I can just sell. I mean, I guess I could hang on to them, and they might work with other things. I don't know, but Delft or Charleville? I feel like Charleville. Ooh, Charleville's slower to reload. Better on the charge, but not as good in melee. Ew. I might keep the Delfts for the reload. It is inaccurate. But it's better in the charge, and I feel like we're often going to be charging in with these guys. Alright. You guys are melee focused, so let's give you the John Coping. You now have the excellent John Coping. I thought I gave that to someone else. We must have given it to them because we figured that they needed it, which makes sense. They do. We can give that to infantry. I'm thinking light infantry. Maybe. Could fire more quickly. The other stuff, I don't really see a point for that. I mean, you could use an upgraded weapon. You know what? We'll give you that. Just, I guess we'll look to sell and make money off the other things. All right. So you already have herbs. You already have herbs. Who else has slow replenishment? You have slow replenishment, and you have slow replenishment. All right. That being the case, we'll try to lose fewer of you. Yeah, a lot of the stuff down here, it's just... I don't think, I mean, the reservists are expensive. Food is expensive. I don't remember. All purchase prices are 50% higher. Provisions available are less and cost more. But actually, does that mean that we actually have decent sale prices? These look a little bit better than what we had before. And are there any, like, okay officers here? I mean, I know we don't have the most money. So unfortunately, like, we already have a dude who's pretty good. I wouldn't want this for artillery because it has a range debuff. I mean, the other stuff is okay, but I don't know about some of this. So that's good on accuracy, stamina, melee. So this is like one of those that's just... I guess this is a little bit more shooting based. I mean, stamina's not going to hurt you. This is fine if you're going to shoot, but this isn't. Like, that's kind of a wasted trait. That's better for shooting. Morale damage. Morale damage. That's a weird thing to do. Anyways, so that says like shooting kind of base, cavalry. Yeah, that's just all over the place. Melee damage received. So everybody's gonna be better at that, but I think particularly those who expect to be melee. Flanking fire. Fire by rank is great. Combat. And like this one's also terrible, right? It's got one for cavalry, for artillery, for melee, for charge. I guess this one is probably mostly melee based. Especially for cav, but like the explosive one is just, it's a throwaway. This is the only one that looks good all around, because even if you tend to be more range based, if you take a charge, that would work. But I don't need a range based brigade. I need like a melee based one. Yeah, I don't particularly care for those. We could check out the staff college. I brought a couple bagpipers at the other place. I don't know that we need to do it again, but we might want to, just to see how loud we can turn things up. These really... But you know what? I think every place is going to be under by about 50%, but there might be some places up here that we haven't discovered that don't have that. Huh. So then the only stuff we would want down here is the stuff that we just know we can't get anywhere else. Maybe we just go with the excellent bagpipers. Morale and charge. I mean, this is not going to be bad either, because we do still have shooters. Cover bonus and max range is great. That's fine. I mean, I feel like at this point you're probably going to want the things that are excellent or just nothing at all. Cover bonus plus 40%, max range of 15%. I just don't know if it's worth it on the artillery. It's the only thing I wonder about. This one might be okay. We can confirm those. I could still use one more gun. You know what? Maybe the sale prices actually aren't really any better. I thought they were. I would say this is the only one I'm considering. And you know, I might just pull the trigger on that one. Just do it now. I think we can safely pitch that. Probably that. And that. Just to save some money. And then go to the unit. Give it this so that it's got better range. And then just... I don't know if we'll sell the iron 6-pounder. It might be good to hang on to one thing. But... I'm pretty close to selling that 6-pounder. Okay, you guys are gonna need some morale, so there you go. Now I think we just raid and leave. Oops. So, was there anything in here I was gonna do? Yeah, there actually were some things in here I was gonna do. Cover bonus or max range. I don't know. I mean, the range is always nice on some of that stuff. We can see that it actually is being lifted by being in that unit. But, alright, so these guys have the herbs. You know what? You don't have herbs, but... Oh, you know what? These guys are really You know what? I'm okay with that. So you guys can switch that, and this, you know what? Maybe we'll throw that on you guys so that you can rank up faster. You don't need this anymore. I don't need that on you. But yeah, I'm sure additional accuracy is not going to hurt you. And now we just need other stuff. I mean, morale and stamina. Stamina in particular is not bad if you're running back and forth a lot, and those guys tend to do that. That I don't think we're going to equip, or those. So I think we just hop into battle. I think that's what we're going to do. Just see how this goes. All right. Surveying the battlefield here. What kind of range they got? 440, 374, 440. So we have good range advantage. We do. What we might do, 506, 630, 630, 606. Okay. So this actually kind of works. We'll take you two and make you group 6. We'll take you two, we'll make you group 8, because I usually leave 7 for the overall commander. So we'll do that. We'll take the 2 lights that we have. Ooh. We got Grenadiers, Austrian Grenadiers, and then it's Fusiliers. Fusiliers and Fusiliers. So I think maybe we'll keep the lights kind of on the right and probably have some shooting through here. I think that's what we'll do. Take you. Is there any other shooting? Maybe there isn't. There actually probably isn't. So then we'll set you just, we'll just set you all over there. Make you group 2. And then the guess we'll put the better melee in the middle. Make them group 3. The less good over here, we'll make them group 4, and then all the cav, all 3 of them, put them over there and put them back as group 5. All right, I don't know if I like that or not, but I've done it, so. Let's see. Shoot there. And I'm gonna move you up here. Or maybe over there. You can hear all those bagpipes playing. That's funny. Look at them go. Look at them go. I don't think these are the good ones. I think the good one... Actually, they... aren't the Grenadiers over here? Yeah. Look at them go. Just a little funny at their attitude. Or they're out of sync. Alright. Alright, I guess we'll put you all on kind of the low rise there, and then put you over there. Alright, good enough. And then you all can kind of sit there. And there. Man, those lights are, yeah, light. Hmm. But in any case, I think we're going to send those subsidy Jaegers there. Maybe those ones there. Okay. British veteran foot. I think we're going to stick there. And then stick those guys there. And those ones maybe there. I don't know about these guys. I'm just going to move them there for now. Because I don't know what else to do with them. Right, if you're going to shoot at me, I'll shoot at you. Make it somewhat fair. You know what? Let's focus on the infantry. Okay, we'll make you a little bit wider. There we go. Be firing just over the treetops. Is that the idea? Yeah, sure, that's the idea. Sure it is. Jeez, man. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much more about your artillery, because it just feels like you're never really going to hit that much of it. I don't know what that angle is there. Okay, we'll remove their bayous. I'm just a little uncertain about this. Okay, British foot, I think, can certainly come up here. You know what? Just move up. You guys can come up as well. Alright, well, if you guys are just going to shoot at me, I guess I'll... You know what? I'm not going to just move forward. I just, it doesn't feel right. Feels like we're going to get smoked here. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Okay, I think these guys are probably just going to break from the ranged combat. You know what? You guys move over here. Here, we'll try to get loose so that we're harder to hit for kind of no reason. Okay, subsidy Jaegers are up there. That's fine. Put them there. Yep. That's okay. Ooh, that's right. I did forget about these guys. Totally and completely. Okay. That has a lot of morale on it. Not too sure what the answer is, though. Might have these guys come back and kind of fill for them. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Brunswickers can get up there. British veteran foot, I think are gonna have to get up here. Might be able to shoot behind their friendlies. This British foot, I'm going to send over here. Let's focus on them for now, I think. They can switch. Okay, you can focus on them. Kind of hoping that they would clip. Oh, well, that was quick. Okay. That I was not expecting. It's gonna shoot back. That Highland foot, I think, can just go over there. So I think everybody there can hit. Yeah, they can too, so they can pick it forward. There's just... I don't think there's any way they can't. Alright, you guys aren't doing anything, so you come on up. Then you go over there. Okay, you guys need to get a little bit more. Yeah, we should pick something that we want to shoot at rather than kind of spreading our shots out. Maybe we focus on them first. Nah, they're going to have 2 units shooting at them. We'll focus on them. Highland foot can focus on them. There we go. Alright, we'll keep an ear out. I will probably lose them, but try to keep an ear out for the others. Okay, I guess the artillery did not like those orders. I don't really remember what I ordered them to do, but... yeah, you gotta switch to volley fire for that morale damage. Okay, Highland foot's over here. That's all right. And we'll move up here. I am surprised those guys are not doing more. Okay, we're gonna try to fill that gap. Some idiot allowed to form. See, they've almost been broke. You know what? Let's have them go. Yeah, we're gonna have you guys switch over to them. I'm gonna pull the subsidy Jaegers back here. I'm gonna equip their bayonets. Okay, you guys are gonna move up here. Okay. You guys are gonna move over there, and then you two are gonna start moving up here. Oh, here. Finish your volleys, then move up. And our cab is gonna hang back for just a moment. Yep. And now this Highland foot's gonna come over here. You're gonna play back here. I thought we had our loads. We did not, as it turned out. Alright, British veteran further here. That's okay. that is a dang flank. Okay, hit them. These guys are coming online. You're gonna move up. Oops, the Jaegers are coming up. Okay, we've recalled them. And now we're just pushing up with all of them. Yeah, we got them, that's fine. Yeah, it's a cav charge. Okay, now you guys close over there. Charge. And it just dawned on me that I probably don't know what those guys are doing yet. Okay, yeah, you all should have charged, but that was my fault. Okay, you're doing your thing. You guys move up and try to shoot at them. No, guys, come on. Okay, you've done that. And now you're gonna move up there. Very good. Let's have them go up there, have them go up there. Oops, that's probably wrong. Yeah, you can shoot at them if you want, it's fine. Yeah, those guys are almost done. Oops. Yeah, I did not really see them. Why are these guys so slow? Subsidy Jaegers, run. Run. Ugh. Well, I don't think they shattered. Doesn't look like they shattered, so... like a little bit of good info. Alright. They got broke, so that's additional good info. Some close range shooting here. Yeah, let's say that they're about done. Okay, you guys are the ones who probably need the most. I don't know if Highland foot. Yeah, you know what? You guys might need some work here. Face that. Okay, we have them to run. Never mind. Some more nice stuff. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna get a 20% refund on casualties, why not? Lots of promotions, those are fine. Could use some ammo though. Since I was already doing this, let me just finish it. Okay, it's all good stuff. Look at you over here, just hanging out like you own the place. Damage the ambushers and flee. Sure. Sure. Oh, the one thing I wanted was ammo for the drilling. That is expensive ammo. No two ways about it. I don't know how much I care about a lot of that. I mean, those are definitely cool within the battle. Same with those. I mean, it's all cool stuff, but what else am I going to spend it on? I guess that's the other way to look at it. We might buy the manpower though, so that we can maybe start taking the ammo option at the end. How much time we got? We got a little bit of time. This also is like junk ammo and stuff, but we'll check out the officers up here because I think this is like a more developed village or whatever. Town. See what the slum has. 1800 reservists or 3 weapons. I would take the reservists because it makes it easier than. Ooh. Do I feel like doing one more? I'll do one more, sure. Maybe I won't. I don't know. It's been an episode. This is a good battle. There's some min-maxing stuff that I'm going to do just to make adjustments. So I'm going to do that. I don't want to take up time on video to do it, but needless to say, the next episode begins with a big battle. I don't know, in my experience, I don't know if the next episode will be the last one. We might have one more after that, but we're certainly getting towards the end, and I want to benefit from this, right? The double the veterancy. I don't think it stacks with... Which one is it here? Well, I didn't know that worked against Army experience game, but it is good to know. Yeah, we should have a number of ways to like gain veterancy. That's it. Army gains 50% veterancy in drilling stance, but ammo increases. So, yeah. The plan was to kind of just do that in the last week or two before the enemy HQ showed up with whatever ammo we'd been able to amass. And so since we have a big reserve pool, I think we'll be okay for a while. And so probably after the next battle, we'll take dollars and ammo and just do the best here.